All right, we have Henry Marquez filling in for Coop today. The encyclopedia of football. We're talking transfer portals, NIL, and maybe even Cade McNamara for Heisman.
What's up, ladies and gents? Jack, great to see you.
You know what's weird now is like basically the shirts just have to get scratched from Petrus for Heisman and just slap Cade McNamara's name on there. It's happening, baby.
That's obviously a huge move for the Hawks. I mean, Cade was a great player at Michigan. Clearly, when we played him, he played great ball. We picked him off, I think once. Picked him off once before half, and then but he was great. Obviously, yeah, Campbell, and played great. College football playoff, 12-0 starter, takes care of the ball. People always call him a game manager, but don't get it twisted. He could spin it now. He could make some throws. It just looks like a good quarterback. Or else, it's Michigan, so they're always ultra talented. So it's pretty impressive that he's playing there. So good get for the Hawks, and that's just the portal nowadays. You can just go out and get people.
Let me tell you, last week I was skeptical. I said it last week on the pod, so I have to clear this up. I was skeptical. I said, do we want him even? Yes. All right. You know what? Now that he is a Hawkeye, we want him. Like, there's just no way around it. It's a great get. I think, especially if he's bringing some dudes too, that'll definitely be cool to change the mood in the locker room. I mean, coming off a bad offensive season, morale will probably be boosted right away. It's just you get something new, something fresh in the locker room. So I think that'll be pretty fun.
Yeah, and especially with we still have a game left, which is great. Always want to play in bowl games, but obviously to our standard, probably wasn't the season that we wanted, especially ending it. Against Nebraska, and but whenever there's not how it went, not ideal, there's just a little bit more juice going into winter training and then into spring ball. People start getting competitive. Practices get crazy competitive, and you always got to trust in Coach Ferentz. He's been doing it for a long time, so he's the man. He knows what he's doing. So, like you said, morale's going to be a little boosted. Guys coming in, means spots are going to be up for grabs. So you got to go out and compete and win it, earn it. So, yeah, and Cade, being the focal point of the transfer class, I guess you could say now. Bring tight end Eric All, who's a good player at Michigan as well. Maybe a couple receivers as well can join via the portal. And there's always, might not get always the big hype guys from all the big schools or whatever. But Coach Ferentz knows what he's doing. All the coaching staff knows what they're doing. Getting the right people in, character-wise, academically, and just being great for the locker room, also being a great player, of course. And that just helps build the culture, keep the culture going. And you're not getting assholes. You're not getting douchebags. You're getting good guys that love to play football, can add to the culture, not take away. And, I guess that's one of the pros of the portal for sure.
Yeah, it's funny. You bring that up. All right, now we have Portal Kirk. So what a crazy turn of events that is. But I mean, I think he's doing well at it. But the funny thing is, too, is you bring up the point that you aren't getting a bunch of guys who he's still sticking true to recruiting good guys, like good locker room guys, aren't getting in trouble. But obviously, what is it, Trayshawn Holden?
Yeah.
Obviously that's all over the message boards and Twitter. So that's out how he was getting into some trouble out in Alabama, but
down Tuscaloosa. Well, down in Baton Rouge.
Yeah. He doesn't want to see what we have to offer in Iowa City.
You see, like, great player, had a touchdown against Auburn the last game
Mhm.
of the year for them, and, some things just happen, and like you said, Coach Ferentz is gonna stay true to who he is, what works, and, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, and,
Yeah.
it just builds a team, like, that's how you have great teams. The closer the team is, the better the team you're gonna have, so, if you just have a bunch of guys that don't really care for each other, like, you're not gonna have a great team, so
Yeah. The other guys we talked about it beforehand who it looks like we're pursuing that D2 guy from Hillsdale or Hillside or
yeah,
something.
yeah.
Um, looks like that looks promising. He was D2 player of the year, I want to say.
Yeah, I mean, you can't sleep on, like, the D2, D3 guys, like,
Oh,
there are great players everywhere, and, you know, just one that comes to knowledge when I was there is Zach Van Valkenburg. Um, he was, he graduated in, like, 2 years like a psycho because he's a brainiac, but, he came from a small school, not a D1 school, and, made an impact right away on the defensive end, and, um, you know, now he's with the Raiders.
yeah. You talk about yeah, he turned that into a crazy op. And the other one is the Charleston Southern receiver. It looks like we offered him today. Uh, so I mean like we don't have much film on them against like Big Ten corners, obviously, but getting like new guys like that who can get the coaching at this level, and then also just like man, we just need some breakout speed too. I want to see us throw the ball down the field and see what Cade can make happen.
Yeah, and, like you said, he throws a pretty ball, can spin it, and, coaches know they can evaluate talent like that, and if you don't have it now, like, you'll just get it later, and, maybe if you're not ready for Saturdays, um, they'll get you there, so, or a development program as it is, and, they know how to scout, character, athletically, the whole 9, so, um
Hmm.
they know what they're doing. People just got to trust if, results aren't, right away, just don't worry. Trust me. Trust me. They know what they're doing.
Yeah. Dude, and then it looks like Proctor's still going to sign. I don't know. Dion just offered him.
Yeah, I mean, Dion,
Dude,
he's hitting it hard for sure. I don't blame him. It'd be cool to play for him. He's got a mojo, he's got a swagger to him, and great coach, obviously down in Jackson State, and setting the tone early. So that's what you like out of a head coach, just transparent, honest, and, saying
I
it straight up.
I could not stop watching his message to the team.
Yeah.
His meeting. It was so funny.
What got me is like, yeah, he's saying now, here's my take on Colorado. Um, he's saying all that, the 7-minute, video of the team meeting, whatever. Intense, he's bringing guys into Louis, got the quotes and stuff. Um, and then we're not gonna have hats, jewelry. There's a couple guys in the front row that have hats on, and as soon as he said the hats, like, we're not gonna be having hats near, like, this he literally just gave you something. Like, if you wanna stick out a little bit, maybe just take off your hat right there. Say, like, "Hey,
Yeah.
I'm here with you. Like, I'm not leaving out." But another thing, so what I liked is how he set the tone early, how he's bringing guys, transfer portal, stuff like that. Um, those for the guys in there in that meeting already that are just like, take it as a challenge. Like, that's a
Mhm.
challenge. Like, hey, motherfucker, I'm here. Like, I'm gonna be playing. So those practices are gonna be competitive as shit. Guys are gonna be competing for spots, trying to get the best guys out there, and I guess trying not to hit the portal if guys want to stay at Colorado Buffalo. So, um, good for Dion. Good for the Pac-12. Honestly, I mean,
That is sick. I wonder if the Big Ten, I mean, Colorado was already in discussions about getting moved to the Big Ten. I wonder if that boosts them even more because it's such a big TV contract. That'd be tough to leave out there
Could
if
be.
you're Colorado's AD.
Yeah, and Colorado, traditional great program, Big 8.
Mhm.
They start the year off with a classic Big 8 rivalry with Nebraska. So, they just had a couple down years for the past, Dion said 2 decades. So, um, it'd be interesting. I'd like to see the Big Ten at least add 2 more, maybe like Washington along with Colorado and get Seattle in there. So, um,
Mhm.
and Dion's personality. Braum just left today for his alma mater, so
That was nuts.
they gotta add another coaching personality, I guess.
Dude, did you see the text message?
I did.
That was just putting their nose in the dirt.
Dude, and what's funny is probably like, "Oh, Aiden's not gonna be here next year, so
Yeah.
time to go."
Aiden's gone, Chuck's gone.
I mean, he's getting a little less than $6 million a year. I get it.
Yeah.
He's a legend there too. Played at Louisville, played in the league and stuff. XFL legend, and so I get it. I get the move, but kind of a shitty way. You just win the West for the first time. Purdue's first time in school history since the Big Ten championship's been around in the divisions. You win it. You put up actually a very competitive game against Michigan. Just couldn't pull it out, and you just leave. It's a business nowadays. Like you said, like now kids are able to do it. So, coaches can leave, kids can leave.
Dude, the past 2 weeks with coaches, and it has to be done before the portal hits.
Yeah, well, yeah, 100% because you want to get your guys and get your word in there, get a staff going, and you got to be organized. So, it's it's always been a business, but it's just like such a massive business now. It's always I don't even know how to say it. It's just more business like now than it
Mhm.
was just with all the money, the NIL, the transfer portal, the TV contracts, everything, which is great. It's great for the sport. But
I think the most shocking thing was Fickle going to Wisconsin over Leonard.
yeah,
Because I
yeah,
feel like a couple of years ago, like Leonard coming in as DC was like, wow, all right, they're going to be great on defense, which they have been amazing. Like with the Sanborn era, and all the linebackers they've been producing are top notch right now.
yeah.
And
There's a Stevenson grad there. He's a Wisconsin linebacker. Mikey Mascalunas, Stevenson grad as well, linebacker there.
there's a lot from the area.
Oh yeah, and then they retain him as the DC, which I don't know if he just
Well,
doesn't.
I just said he's leaving.
Oh really?
Yeah, today, this morning.
I didn't even see that.
Yep.
And wow, I was gonna say like, there's no way. Like, did he just not want to be a head coach somewhere? Or?
The craziest twist and turn, and this is a rumor, so there's no truth to it yet, but like they were saying Purdue might call him.
I saw that. I was like, whoa, that would be crazy because Purdue hasn't beaten Wisconsin since I think 2003, 2004. That's like Drew Brees era.
Jeez.
And it's crazy, dude. I don't like not just one, not one in that span. So it'd be interesting. Maybe he wants to get his little payback. Like, you guys totally fucked me. I thought I was gonna stay the head coach. Like, they were playing well. They were playing a lot better towards the end of the year than they were at the beginning of the year. So
Braylon Allen keeps saying he wants to come back, or like he's like, I'm a Badger.
yeah. And it's like, it would be interesting. Purdue, it's a pretty good spot. Don't get me wrong. Like,
Mhm.
their fans, low key, their stadium gets Ross 8. It gets pretty loud once they're winning, once they're doing well, and
They have pretty good fans. I was
oh
at
yeah,
that game this year. They were, even with that wind advisory, they were ready to go
oh yeah, yeah, and
until midway through the fourth, and we're just taking it to them.
yeah. I think the touchdown right out of half, like the 75-yard touchdown, really put it away from them. So
But they still bring back Maccabee, Sherfield,
yeah,
a few of their receivers.
and then they
Really,
uh, He was number 29 last year. He didn't play at all this year. He had an arm brace. He was number 29. He changed his number to 13, I believe. Pretty good receiver. He was hurt all this year. He'll be back. They always have good quarterbacks.
Mhm.
They'll sling it around, they'll spin it. But it'll be interesting with Braum, how Braum leaving, what they're gonna end up doing, and
I assume his son goes with him. His son's the OC.
yeah, Brian. Um, yeah, and I like you said, I don't know who's gonna be coaching that Citrus Bowl for him.
Yeah, he is. He's stepping up.
Oh, so wow. See, that's why I'm like,
It's mind-boggling.
it's like, wow, is he stepping up to be the guy, or is he gonna?
Just dip right after.
I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe he's been with Jeff, his brother, forever. Maybe he's just like, maybe it's my time. Yeah,
Mhm.
coach. So be interesting.
Big Ten West is crazy now, though, because you have Bielema, who's an Iowa grad at Illinois. If Jim Leonard went to Purdue, you'd have a Wisconsin grad at Purdue, and then you'd have Fickle, Wisconsin, Ferentz, who's been in Iowa for ages, um, and then you have Rule at Nebraska, and Fleck just got extended today too.
Yeah, it's the Big Ten. I was saying this to some of my buddies. The Big Ten coaches, uh, it's insane, and that's why like all you notice that Big Ten coaches get hired to the NFL, like more
Mhm.
than any other conference. It's insane. Unless, you coach at Alabama where Nick Saban just puts guys somewhere. They'll just place them. But Big Ten coaches traditionally they always go, they're able to go to the NFL because it translates the most. That's a Big Ten conference most translatable conference to the NFL. Um, but you're going through it like you said. You got Coach Ferentz, you got Fickle, you got Fleck, you got Bielema, you got Rule, you got whoever's at, Purdue. Say
Yeah.
Leonard. Let's just say Leonard right now, just for the fun of it.
Yeah, you know what?
Yeah,
We're declaring it already.
yeah. Then you have Fitz at Northwestern. Then you have Day. Then you have Harbaugh.
Yeah.
Then you have Tucker, Shiano at Rutgers, Locks at Maryland. Then James Franklin, Penn State. Then that's then Indiana. You have Tom Allen.
Tom
I
Allen.
love it, Tom Allen there. So there's a lot of personalities in the league, and it's great. It's great for the Big Ten. Big Ten, best football conference. There is.
By far, dude. The SEC. I
Yeah,
love watching the SEC get whooped up on in the bowl games.
yeah, yeah. Don't get me. They could say all the excuses. Oh, we play each other. Blah blah blah. Everyone's ranked. Then all of our guys sit out of the bowl game. Yeah, bullshit. Okay.
Mhm.
You guys play 8 conference games. You guys get a cupcake the week before rival week. They get, Alabama, we said this earlier, like some of the weeks prior, Alabama plays like Chattanooga the week before Auburn.
I know.
And
It's basically a bye week.
it is. And like Auburn does the same thing. Teams do the same shit all the time. I think the only SEC versus SEC that week was like Kentucky versus Vanderbilt.
The softest thing on earth is how the SEC plays 8 conference games only, and 4 non-conference. That means you have to win 2 conference games, most likely, to
Yeah.
make a bowl game.
Make a bowl game. And it's like, okay, in the East, you're going to have Vanderbilt and fucking, I don't know, let's just say Florida. Florida's
Mhm.
traditionally good, but like not this past year. Say that. And then in the West, you have A&M, who's shitty this year,
Mhm.
Mizzou. So, it's,
Yeah, that's why I don't like the SEC. I think that's soft. You gotta go to 9 conference games, and then you can talk about
yeah,
bowl games.
and maybe get some competitive non-cons. I know Alabama does it. Good for
Yeah.
Alabama because Coach Saban's a real one. It's him and Coach Ferentz, the 2 most trusty coaches in college
Yeah.
football. So, he'll go out and play like USC, beat the shit out of them week 1, or
Yeah.
or like Oregon, or some Big Time team. The U, go play the U, and he'll do that. Good for Alabama. But the other teams, fucking go play someone.
One thing we have to talk about is how defensive guys are transferring on Iowa.
Yeah.
Um, which is crazy because they're getting, I mean, obviously they're going to get high end offers. They're coming from a machine of Phil Parker's system, which is crazy to see. I mean, Terry leaves as a corner, which wherever, wish all the best to them, sure. But it's Justin and Terry who are the two main guys who were getting play time when they weren't hurt. Justin's been a starter for a while, and watching them leave, Justin's there's gotta be some tampering involved. That's all over Twitter too. but but with it's funny to see, like, if you aren't gonna play for Iowa's defense after watching what's been cranked out in the NFL, like Josie Jewell led the league in tackles this week.
Yeah.
Des King, Amani Hooker, like the amount of defensive back player of the years we've had in the Big Ten for a while too is insane. Jack Campbell wins defensive player of the year in the Big Ten. So it's like, I don't know. I think that's a mistake in the long run.
It's like if you wanna play for a top 8 defense every single year, like you come to Iowa in the country, that is. So, those guys are great guys, Terry and Justin. They'll succeed wherever. But just for Coach Parker, if you want to transfer, go ahead. Coach Parker will let you do it, but he'll just reload. He'll just put the next guy in. Next guy's going to be prepared, ready to play hard, ready to play tough, physical. So it doesn't bother him. I mean, he loves those guys, loves his players. But if you want to go have a possibly better shot, better opportunity that's not Iowa, go ahead. We're just going to reload and just play with our best 11. So good for those guys. Justin, obviously, like, so versatile. Justin, he could run with a receiver if he really wanted to. Physical, very, very good, strong as shit. Terry, obviously, quick, fast, great special teamer. So those guys will do well, but it'll suck not having them play a top 8 defense in the country. So
definitely. One thing that will be interesting to watch is TJ Hall. I know he got burned in the Nebraska game a few times, but when he's getting more reps as what will he be, a redshirt freshman next year?
Yeah.
A redshirt freshman. So he's getting all the reps this year and this offseason. Like, I think he'll come back a weapon. He was highly spoken of getting recruited.
Yeah, he's a great player, and he's a true freshman, so stuff's gonna happen. You get thrown in the fire. Only way you improve is you learn from some of your mistakes, some things that didn't go your way, and ultimately get better. He's got the best coach out there, so he'll improve. Everyone always improves. Trust me. Everyone can say, if I was a true freshman out there, like, I wouldn't be my best player that I see in my future. So he's only going to get better. It was just a tough day for him. They had a great receiver too, Palmer. So, it's just tough. He'll get smarter. And I think that's just another thing like that comes along. It kind of looked like he a little bit lost. And also just not having a lot of confidence. Didn't seem like, and that was probably the main thing. But that's what happens when you're young. You're not experienced in playing games yet. A lot of fans out there watching. So he's only going to get better. He's going to be a great player for the Hawks. Really believe it. And the springtime is the best time to improve. You get bigger, especially this jump. Freshman, sophomore to junior, or I don't even know, like first, second year, second, third year. Huge jump in the weight room because you're still young. You're not topping out your body yet in the weight room, and you're getting as you get stronger, you're getting way better, way more explosive on the football field. And then you're in the film room, you're watching tape, you're understanding how to watch tape, and then getting in with your coaches, stuff like that. So true freshmen and second, third year players, this is such a huge time for them to gain and not take anything back and be great players for the Hawks.
Yeah, and X is going to be getting more reps as well.
Oh yeah, he's
Dude,
he's as good as advertised. So obviously he had a little, um, everyone has a little hiccup. Trying to learning transition, try to play in the Big Ten. It's not all gonna come natural. So, and obviously he was great on special teams this past year. So, he's only gonna get better, and it's exciting to see him and obviously bringing along Caden from Southeast Polk. So, gonna have his guys be confident. First spring ball, so spring ball is a great time to improve, like I said. So, a lot of guys are gonna get a lot of opportunity, and a lot of time. Practicing. Practice is gonna be hard, competitive. They're gonna suck, but it's a great time to get better.
yeah. When the season ends, like after the bowl game, are you just like, damn it?
Well, it's like a great time though. I mean, I thought so when after the bowl game, like we play the January 1st bowl game. You get like a week and a half till you're back at school, which kind of sucks because you're just right back into it. But it's also fun. Like the winter's awesome. You lift, like you're having a great time. Like you're not practicing right away. You're just getting freaking huge. You're bulking in the winter. It's cold out. You're lifting. Go to class. Most guys online class if they do it right. And you're just hanging out, lifting. It's an awesome time. And then it's really like, oh fuck. Once it hits spring break and you're like, damn, this is our last freedom for the next 5 weeks.
Yeah.
Practices are long, practices suck.
It's got to be even more fun freshman year when you're like, I got a week and a half till I'm back at Peterson.
Yeah, right. Exactly. And then it's still cold as shit as always in
Yeah.
March, April. And then you're in full pads. You haven't been in full pads in fucking forever. 2-hour practices as well. It's the same as bowl prep too. It's just like a lesson down camp and then just a more intense bowl prep. That's what I would describe spring ball. And
Mhm.
but once you get through those 5 weeks, those last 2 weeks of school are just immaculate. The weather starts to turn nicer. You're just lifting. The lifts are typically easier than usual. You have finals. You get to go home, see your family, get that 3 week summer, 2.5, 3 week summer break to hang out with friends and family and stuff, and then you come back and you're just in summer. It's awesome, but I mean, everyone will get better. Everyone will start to enjoy the journey, even though it sucks sometimes. It's a great journey, and um, the young guys will experience and start becoming more vets, and trying to get better and play a lot of football. Have a fun
Yeah.
time doing it too.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, it'll be a crazy spring ball too, because with all the transfers and stuff, I think the portal is nuts this year. I've never seen anything like it.
There's pros and cons to it for sure. But like you said, practices with new guys coming in, it's just gonna be competitive practices. Like
What?
the leaders on the team that have been in Iowa Hawkeye really got to show the transfers like, hey, this is how we fucking do business around here. Like we practice hard. There's no bitching. Like we're gonna be hitting. We're gonna be doing everything that you probably weren't doing at your former school. So
What's your take on NIL impacting all this, like for good or bad?
I mean, it's good for the kids. Like you get
Mhm.
the for to me, I think NIL is meant for obviously like the Johnny Manziels, the Caleb Williams, guys like that. That's awesome. Like because your name, image, and likeness is being used already.
Mhm.
So to get compensation for it, hell yeah. Like go get as much money as you can, dude. Like you deserve it. You're the guy. Like Caleb will probably win the Heisman this year, so He's gonna get so many endorsements wearing Nike and shit. So, yeah, go ahead. And then, I mean, for impact on the portal, it's just crazy that boosters are just like, fuck it.
Dude,
Okay, go get this guy.
it's-
I mean, it's cool. It's like free agency, but um, there's pros and cons to it. Just
NIL is hilarious looking at A&M because it literally looks like they just paid these guys to be in like basically jail for
yeah,
like a whole year of their life, and now it's like, all right, you got your bag, now you can hit the portal and go free.
yeah, exactly. And that's kind of like Quinn Ewers too. He gets like that $1 million deal from the
Ohio
uh,
State.
automotive deal at Ohio State. Goes to Texas, balling down there.
And he left high school early for that.
Yeah,
I would too. High school, who cares?
I understand that.
Yeah.
And But, on the portal, like, the portal is just there's pros and cons to it, like, there's I hope guys realize, like, there's not as many schools as you guys think. Um, and there's gonna be like, I saw some graphic the other day, it's like, "Oh, I'm the 3rd string, I'm gonna transfer," enters the portal, now he's like, "Well, now I'm the fucking 3,000th string," or some shit.
Yeah.
And that's literally what it is, like, there's guys everywhere, and some guys are gonna enter the portal thinking like, "Oh, all these offers are gonna pull my way, blah blah blah," and realize like, "Fuck, I got nowhere to go. I'm gonna have to go to JUCO. I might not be playing ever again." So to me, I think just if you stick it out at your school and you work hard, it's all gonna turn your way, no matter what. If you have a great attitude, great effort, and obviously for some people's reasons, like that's uncontrollables involved. Obviously, don't know everyone's situation, but mostly if you're transferring, you just either don't like it, you're not playing a lot, you're not getting what you expected. Um, and it's just like, and another thing going on now that we're onto this, what's funny to me is just like all the graphics of the like, hey, I'm entering the transfer portal. You gotta have the whole fucking graphic, get your clout, everything like that. Just like
You
no,
get a picture of you standing on the
yeah,
field.
it's just like no fa- no one gives a fuck. Like, and then they say all this like foo foo thank you shit. It's like clearly you weren't happy. Clearly you weren't happy, and you don't want to be thanking all these people. Like, thank you to the university, coaches, blah blah blah. Clearly something's been going on if you're transferring. And obviously some people, I'm not saying most cases, some people have, weird scenarios where they need to transfer maybe for family reasons, stuff like that. Not
Mhm.
for the guys that, you know, that maybe didn't like it, not getting what they expected, not getting the ball, not starting, blah blah blah, all this shit. You know, then they're saying, "Oh, thank you. I love it. I'll always be a Hawkeye." Like, you're just doing it just for you know, affirmation, clout, and just like people to kiss your ass. Just be like, "Oh, you are the best. Like, we're gonna miss you so much." Blah blah blah. Like, why don't you just say it transparently? Like, fucking, I'm in the transfer portal. I didn't think this is how it was gonna go. Boom. No graphic needed. You could tweet it with your fucking words, or just don't even tweet it. Maybe let someone else figure it out. But I get it, college coaches are all out there, so I guess you have to put something out there. But just like just the graphic, like it just
Hey,
cracks me up. It's
put it
so
out on the table. Let us know why you're leaving.
yeah, just put it out there. Just put it
Yeah.
out there because eventually, if someone's going to recruit you, I mean, I would think a coach is going to be like, "Hey, so why'd you ultimately transfer?"
You know what's another weird thing is the offers that get tweeted. I mean, I enjoy knowing who's getting what offer because
Yeah,
it kind of makes me pissed off and like, damn, I'm gonna miss them there. But it's like a high school kid. Like even when they're tweeting it, you're like, cool.
yeah, it's like sick, dude. Like I'm glad. I mean, I'm glad for everyone that gets, especially all the guys that I play with. Like, go ahead, get all the offers you want. Um, but it's just like,
Yeah.
and here's another thing for guys that have transferred multiple times. obviously there's some situations where, like I said, there's scenarios, but I'm saying, maybe some guys they transfer multiple times. Maybe they just like,
JT Daniels, he's a serial dater with
yeah,
colleges.
maybe it's just like, oh, I love getting like all the cushy recruiting stuff, like, oh, you're the best, all the graphics. Maybe they just like being recruited all the time. And they're just like, you know what, I want to do this again. It's
He's
online dating, baby.
JT Daniels is hitting the portal for the fourth time. This will be his fourth team that he goes to.
Yeah, he's been swiping left. Now he's going to be swiping right. So,
He's
online dating, I seriously think it is. And it's just like, you get
gonna
all
make a pit stop in West Virginia for his cousins.
yeah, you get, it's like the honeymoon phase. Like you're in the honeymoon phase, like, oh, this is great. Then boom, you get there and it's like, boom, fucking, this is shitty. Or like, oh,
Same spot.
I didn't get what I was promised, blah, blah, blah. Maybe you're just not fucking working hard and getting what you want. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I think it's just funny how like the graphics and everything, like the portal. That's why I think it's kind of a con because I think the portal gets a little. I think the portal for kids is like, if I enter the portal, I'm gonna get all these offers, blah blah blah. I'm gonna be able to go wherever the fuck I want. When the
Yeah.
reality is, it's not that, and it's just all you see is the big guys that hit the port, like Caleb Williams coming out of Oklahoma. Like, yeah, he hit the portal, and he's gonna get every fucking offer in the book, and
Mhm.
that's what you see on Twitter, all the cool stuff, like,
With a
who's
bag of cash behind it.
where's he gonna go? Like he's got Ohio State, he's got Oregon, USC, Michigan. Where's he gonna go? ESPN, all on Twitter. People are putting in like crystal balls and stuff like that. It's like, yeah, I understand it for them.
Mhm.
Well, like for some kids, they probably think like they are Caleb Williams, which is like he's a generational talent for
Yeah.
college football, and he'll be great in the pros as well. So it's just not built like that. I think the portal's great for those types of guys, and
It
um,
seems like people hit the portal like it's free agency where they like just want to test the waters to see if there's a higher contract out there, like more money out there, and if not, they'll come back. If so, like they'll leave. It's wild seeing it now. Like it feels like professional sports.
seriously, and it's always been a business, but it's more of a business now. And like you said, like that's a great thing you just said there. Like people will, test waters and stuff like that, but program like Iowa, obviously firsthand experience, like loyalty is a big thing, and
Mhm.
um, it's like when you're getting recruited, once you commit to Iowa, like you don't go on official visits anymore because like that, you're giving me your stamp of approval. I'm trusting you. You're trusting us. We're gonna be loyal together. But if you enter the portal, you know, and it's just like you're leaving Iowa, it's like chaos probably gonna be like, well, what the fuck? Like
Mhm.
no loyalty there. Like you're gonna go talk to other coaches, see what's going on, and then want to try and come back. I feel like KF for if people do that, like he has a long conversation, like, hey, we'll take you. Maybe some cases he'll be like, hey, we'll take you back, but if you do this shit again, it's like this is the last straw. Like you're either in or you're out. And
Mhm.
that's how it should be. Like loyalty, being on a team, being for the team, and 100% committed.
Well,
So
and another thing, even as a fan, it's like you wanna when you start rooting for somebody like Cooper DeJean right now, he was a fan favorite throughout the whole year as a freshman. Like, that's a guy who you wanna see and root for until he graduates Iowa, see him go through senior day and be like, "Alright, go crush it in the NFL." Like,
yeah,
when he goes to the NFL, he will be so loved and followed by Iowa fans, and they'll be like Linderbaum right now. People watch the Ravens just to root him on, and it's like
yeah,
they go through the entire process because you've been able to root for him when he was developing and root for him when he was a star. Where if you're leaving like that, that kind of cuts ties. Like, I mean, that's why it was kind of fun to or like we saw Charlie go from walk on to scholarship and then he transfers and it's like, all right, well, like obviously I still root for him. Like he was like love talking to him still, but he's probably a different scenario. But like in that case, it's like, all right, as a general Iowa fan, you got to pick. Do you still root for him, or is that your mortal enemy?
Yeah, and I agree. I feel like people think, they take it for granted or they don't know how good they have it. And Coach Farron says that a lot. That especially at Iowa and obviously other programs, like players are spoiled and they just have it great. Meals are good, equipment's good, practice facilities, the whole nine, everything's great. And I just don't think, and like you said, even just at Iowa, like the fans are amazing. I made one, I made one play, and people, love that play. So, like,
Legendary.
um,
and
and
you popped Mike too.
dude, I gotta find that video. I can't find it. It's somewhere, but
ask Mike if it actually happened. We'll
I
have to
can say
ask.
no, but he knows what play we're talking about. It's at Illinois opening kickoff. I'll never forget it. He didn't know I was coming on. Chin checked him. But people. I swear, people don't know how good they have it. They take it for granted a little bit, and especially a place like Iowa. It's special, and you could really make an impact here. And just hate seeing guys go, but obviously there's some reasons that think they should go. So
Another thing is look at how thin the roster is for the bowl game for both teams.
yeah,
Their two receivers are transferring. We have almost all of we have a ton of receivers in the portal. And then, yeah, quarterback wise, Levis is going NFL, and then Padilla hit the portal. Spence had surgery. So, yeah, that's out there. Yeah. So that's
sure.
so it's Labus or May now. Let's go, baby.
Yeah, get Joe Scooter out there.
Joe Scooter. Yeah, so I mean that'll be crazy because obviously they haven't been getting many first team reps, if any.
Yeah, or practice reps because usually it's just the ones and twos that get the practice reps. So they'll be prepared. They'll have a plan, make it a good plan, and but yeah, it'll be interesting. It'll be awesome if Deuce starts for Kentucky. That'd be interesting. That'd be fun to watch. Maybe
Deuce.
Deuce get a little revenge.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
My favorite thing to end this season would be if it's Deuce versus Labus and it's just like the Purdue Tennessee game last year. Just run and gun.
Run and gun, just touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Unfortunately, I think I saw earlier the over-unders at like 32. So, and we're playing two teams that have really good defenses. So, and
it's like it's the lowest of all the bowls, and the next lowest is 38, I believe, which is almost a full touchdown.
Yeah, it's probably like
it is a touchdown, no extra point.
That game's probably like Air Force and like Georgia Southern triple option teams or something.
Yeah.
But no, they'll have a good plan. I just want us to win the game. Get the revenge. We should have beat them. We should have beat Kentucky last year. Don't know how we lost that game. We literally just had it in the bag and just couldn't finish. They're a good team, but they're not world beaters. Especially last year, they weren't a great team. They were a good team, and we just fucking I don't know. Again, we just didn't finish last year, so just want to get the revenge on them. I hope it's Scooter Joe, not Joe Scooter. Scooter Joe plays well, and the boys rally around him. So it'll be fun.
Yeah, it'll be so fun. Nashville would be a great bowl location.
New Year's Eve, Nashville. You win the game. You go out to all the bars, country bars. You get freaking hammered. Like New Year's Eve.
If you're a player here in Nashville and you get to be there on New Year's Eve, and play a game that day. Like, man, what a treat.
Don't you just want to just win so you'll have an awesome New Year's?
Yep. Yeah.
Everyone knows what goes on, just fucking go out, win the game, come back,
Just
go get
win
dressed
and
up,
yeah, you don't even
get
have
small
to.
beans.
Kirk Ferentz is gonna be it. What if? No, I'm not even gonna say it. But yeah, that would be memorable to say the least in Nashville.
We were supposed to go
Getting
2020.
hammered, a bunch of Iowa boys getting hammered at the country bars.
Dude, like, what more do you want? People are gonna be wearing cowboy hats. I know that, and
Yep. Get the boots out.
having a great time. And
Go down to
like
the honky tonk.
people, people aren't going. Like, obviously, it's New Year's Eve. People aren't going for the game, so there's gonna be a lot of people in Nashville that weekend. What an even better opportunity. People might be like, "Fuck it, let's go to a bowl game. We don't even know who's playing, but we're gonna go. Then we'll go out downtown. We'll see all the players after. Have a great time."
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what a treat! What a treat to go into 2023.
Hey, are you going down to Mike's game?
I am.
That's awesome. Tampa. So you were there last year.
It's funny. They're staying in the same hotel as we did in 2018.
That's sweet. So you're
I told
going
them
out.
it's a new bowl. It's a new bowl sponsor. It's not the
Quest.
Yeah, so I'm like,
Bogus.
well, I don't know, because the bowl games, the sponsors, they have their own thing. I was telling Mike what we did at the Outback Bowl, but I'm gonna be like, don't count on it because it's a new sponsor. And but dude, that was an awesome bowl. I'm excited for him. I mean, you play a January 1st. Well, it's January 2nd now because the NFL plays on the 1st.
Did you just get Outback steak the entire week?
Actually, dude, we got a gift card for Outback Steakhouse. Then we had gifts and stuff. We went to a Lightning game. It was awesome.
Oh, that's sweet.
Stanley Hook and I forget who else went on the ice for the intermission entertainment against Mississippi State guys. And guys had a hospital visit as well. Busch Gardens, the beach during off days. Dude, it was awesome. Great bowl. And then, I mean, I guess I could say it now. There's just everything, just to be funny. Not saying that everyone did this, but at Tampa Bay, Strip Club America. So people are going, then there's casinos there. There's bunch of fun activities in Tampa, great bars. I will say this, just there's a tiki bar right across from the hotel. It was awesome. I went there, saw some of the GAs, and it's just like I was at the time. I think I was underage, but they just didn't really care. So I was just like, cool. Florida's a great place.
Hell of a town.
It's a great place. Great place. And then you play in Raymond James Stadium, dude, where the Bucks play. You get the ship. It's cool. That's a great bowl. I mean, the Outback Bowl was a great bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know how it's going to be this year, but either way, they'll still have fun. Hopefully, win the game. And they're playing Mississippi State like we did.
Yeah, that's crazy. Look at that. You and Mike just living the same life.
Just, what goes around comes around, I guess.
Identical twins.
Yeah.
Are you guys identical?
Oh, yeah. I'm 15 minutes older.
That's crazy because you guys looked. I couldn't tell you guys apart until Mike beefed up a ton in his neck.
Dude, but then, I mean, you know how it goes. Like, fucking the more, like, you know us and you're around us, you're like, oh, there's a clear difference. How they act, how they talk.
Yeah, that's true.
How we look. But if you don't really know, then you'll be like, oh, fuck, I have no idea.
Well, like 8th grade, you guys were you guys were clones of each other.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it was awesome. It's cool having a twin. Not much different, though. It's just like a brother.
That is sweet. Hopefully he catches a touchdown pass.
Wouldn't that be awesome? Just fucking, I think they should. They got to use the tight ends more. I mean, they rely in their passing game. They just rely too much on their receivers. They don't really target or use the tight ends as they can. It's just another thing the defense needs to prepare for. So
Another crazy thing, you see Shieldhouse is the OC for
yeah,
Iowa State now.
yeah, good for Shieldhouse. He's
Yeah,
a man. I actually saw him. So last year, Orlando.
for the
For
bowl.
people that don't, yeah. So for people that don't know, Nate Shieldhouse is a Illinois legend quarterback. Great guy, by the way. So obviously he's at Iowa State. He just gets promoted to offensive coordinator last year in Orlando. They were in the Cheez-It Bowl in Orlando as well. So Iowa State, Iowa, we were there together. I think they played Clemson. My memory serves me right. They lost to Clemson, which is great. And Shieldhouse, I see him. So after their game, we play in like 2 days. We're at this restaurant. Mike's with me too. My parents as well. We all know Shieldhouse just from like Jim and Mike playing at Illinois, and Shieldhouse actually recruited me a little bit to Illinois. So we see him. I'm like, oh shit, Shieldhouse. Like we're all chatting it up. Great guy. So good for him being the OC. Obviously, a really smart guy.
That is a
Really
big step.
big
He's a
step.
young guy still.
Oh yeah, but he's like fucking 29, I think.
Dude, yeah. Every time I never get the years right with Juice Williams. Was he 07 or
Yeah,
04?
they were the last time they went to the Rose Bowl.
It
Him,
was
Rashad
07.
Mendenhall, um,
They were
and then
good.
Shieldhouse
Who
was
had
after.
Aurelius Ben?
Oh shit, I think that was Shieldhouse.
He was good, dude.
Shieldhouse, I think, was the quarterback that went in and beat number 1 Ohio State at Ohio State.
I think you're
Unless
right.
that was Juice. Like you said, they're just interchangeable.
Juice did beat Ohio State.
You
I
know they
don't
have a
know.
trophy. They have a trophy between each other. It's called
Ohio
the
State and
Illabuck.
Illinois.
Yeah, the Illabuck. It's a wooden turtle.
Who's in possession?
Ohio State. So the last time Ohio State and Illinois played was Mike's true freshman year, and this was Jim's 3rd year. He was a redshirt sophomore at Ohio State. Mike didn't redshirt, so they were playing. It was a rainy, sloppy game in Columbus, and they just get fucking blown out. Like it was 56 to like 14 or something.
Just for fun, like this year.
Yeah, and
For
then
Iowa.
like they were having fun, and Mike actually recovered a fumble that game in Columbus. So
That's crazy. Yeah, because he was a safety at the time.
yeah, and then it's just like fucking down.
He is the wildest journey between safety to tight end is not normally a path a player takes.
Like, say first off, walk on playing as a true freshman, safety as a safety. Then a couple years later, he's like a hybrid guy between safety, linebacker, like our Cash, Leo, whatever it is. Then he's like a full-on linebacker. Then he's a tight end. Yeah. And that's like, dude, it's crazy. Like you said, like Mike and I, it's so weird because I came in as a receiver. I switched to DB, switch back to receiver, switch back to DB. So it's just, it's good. Just add value, be an athlete. Go out there, do whatever it takes.
He has got the Marquise brain. You learn many positions, the men of many positions.
Just go out there and learn it, play hard.
Quick learners. I love it. All right. Well, we can wrap it up. Hopefully big episode next week. There were some shakeups with all this portal and coach, all that change ups. Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's a lot in jeopardy with all this. So, but yeah, we do have some good guests lined up. And yeah, other than that, everyone have a great week out there. Hen,
Go
thanks for
crush that
coming
game.
on.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me.
Go Hawks, baby.
Go Hawks. Always.